Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. Let's talk a little bit about liquid staking today. There's a ton of liquid staking protocols, among which there is Lido, the biggest protocol all over DeFi across the board. Doesn't matter what you're looking at, what category. TVL rankings determine Lido to be number one, and that's for a reason, guys. That's what we will be discussing on today's video, understanding what liquid staking is, and by the end of it, you'll understand why Lido is such a big player in DeFi. So let's explore a little bit more of the DeFi landscape. Usually I do a lot of content on liquidity pools because I just love that aspect of DeFi and I love earning passive yield with those. But there's other aspects to it. Today we're exploring those. So let's get to it, guys. Now, Lido is the biggest one, but let's check here with the other top protocols. You'll see that across the board, doesn't matter what chain we're looking at, there's going to be a liquid staking protocol for you to use. And why does that matter? Well, every blockchain, when it comes to generating revenue, they have two primary mechanisms: node runners and validators. Validators is what it comes to play when you're talking about liquid staking. They play a critical role in securing the blockchain. They participate in consensus protocols like proof of stake or proof of work, and they validate transactions. Validators receive rewards for that. So it's passive income made simple. If you're a validator on a blockchain, you validate the blocks, it pays you rewards in return for your efforts, and you're getting some passive income. Now, in the beginning, with Ethereum was pretty cheap, as with every token that it just launches. They're very cheap, they get popular, they get highly expensive. That's the case with Ethereum. Now, there's going to be a minimum amount of tokens that you need to own of a specific blockchain in order to become a validator. If you don't have enough tokens, you can also delegate the smaller bag you have with validators. If they have space for you, they can do that. They can open up space, you deploy with them, you get a piece of the pie. And liquid staking protocols work much like that. They're sort of validators themselves, and even if you don't have enough tokens for you to be a validator, you can delegate your tokens with them. That's why they allow people to stake with them. So when you stake with them, you become a part of their validators network, right? So you can check here on top protocols across the board. There's going to be a liquid staking protocol. The leading one on Ethereum is Lido. On Tron, there's another different one. On Solana, there's Jito. Arbitrum has Tenderized V2, BakerFi on Base, etc., etc. The interesting thing about liquid staking protocols is just that. They do democratize the participation in staking and validation. So a user no longer needs to run their own nodes, although they can, obviously, or hold a large minimum stake, because right now with liquid staking protocols, everyone who wants to participate, they deposit their tokens and they get a piece of the pie. Now, of course, everyone involved in this cycle gets benefits from it. The chain itself gets more validators, more people who can make the network more secure, because that's what validators do. They check the transactions on the blockchain, they make sure everything is good. The protocols themselves, they get to earn some nice action with fees. And users on our part, we can benefit from liquid staking because when you do deposit your tokens there, you get to enjoy not only the APR from the staking rewards that you get, because now you're part of the validators network, right? But also on top of that, what the liquid staking protocol allows you to do is that they give you some tokens back. So they're sort of the receipt of your deposit, and you can go and use your tokens now elsewhere. So this is much more capital efficient, and it works in a way like a lending platform, because if you want your original, let's say, ETH back, if you want your Ethereum back, you have to give back also your liquid staking protocol tokens. So let me just run with Lido here just for the sake of explaining. We're not going to go through the protocol and how it works, none of that. I'm just using this as an example for how liquid staking protocols work, because Lido is the most popular one. Now, when you deposit your Ethereum with them, you get in back STETH. right? And as you can see, Lido, for example, has been operating since 2020. They're battle tested. They pay an APR of 2.9% on your staking, and the TVL right now is a massive 32 billion, over that. They work super simply. You stake your ETH, you receive your ST ETH at the same time that you get rewards for your staked ETH, right? And that's where you as a user benefit the most. You're getting rewards on your original ETH, and now you own still the same liquidity with the ST ETH on top of the rewards, and you can use your ST ETH in a huge number of protocols. They give here some examples: 1inch, Curve, Balancer, but there's more, and you can do a ton of things with those ST tokens, the same as you would with your original ETH, but you are in a way multiplying your tokens, and that's why I mentioned before it works in the same measure somewhat as a lending protocol, where you deposit some collateral and then you get something in return. But in here is a bit different, right? What makes, for example, Lidos to stand apart from everything else is that they're more popular. So you can probably get a ton more opportunities with other protocols. There's more diversity of options for you to choose to allocate your ST ETH tokens on, while with other less popular protocols you might be a bit more limited. For example, one DEX might accept some specific pools with ST ETH while others may not, for example. You can see that since 2020, Lido has paid over 1.7 billion in rewards. And like we just covered, you can do a number of things with your ST ETH, just the same thing as you would with your original Ethereum tokens. You can trade them on secondary markets, you can use as collateral in lending platforms, or you can also use it for restaking, etc., etc. These are just examples, but as long as you go into a protocol where you can see they are operating with ST ETH, you can use those tokens there. You see that they have over 100 integrations, and that just speaks volumes for the popularity of Lido. They still keep investing on protection, so in security, including audits, bug bounties, expert reviews, which in a way do work like marketing itself. And you see that 109 operators across the globe use the Lido protocol to run validators. It's also open source. There's audits here, a ton of them, which is huge because you can see that this could cause some commotion on the Ethereum blockchain if there would be some safety issues with such a major protocol. After all, they're the biggest protocol in DeFi, right? So they're also non-custodial, transparent, resilient, and you can get a taste here of all of the applications, the decentralized applications that do support and recognize the ST ETH token from Lido. Now, like I said, I won't go into detail of how Lido works and how you can earn with Lido, but now you understand a little bit more about the liquid staking protocols. In itself, all of this is good. Everyone wins, the blockchain wins, Lido wins, the user wins, but there's still some risks. You cannot help to be a bit concerned in a way because you know that Lido, being such a big player within Ethereum, it can lead us to think that the decentralization of the Ethereum blockchain might be at risk because Lido is a big player, right? They own a big chunk of the fees generated by the blockchain. And this does raise concerns in the event of where Lido gets compromised happens and what happens to Ethereum. And Ethereum being right now a proof of stake network, it's not really as democratic as a proof of work. This is debatable, but that's my thought on it. Now, let's go here on overview so you can get a glimpse of how Lido is huge in the DeFi landscape. They're the #1 protocol in TVL. Also, they generate a ton of revenue daily, monthly, and annually. So take a look at here the TVL from Lido to the second biggest protocol. It's doubled. Aave, the third biggest, It's even more than that, the difference. And I do cover a ton of DEXs, and I talk a lot about Uniswap here on the channel, so you can see the difference from Uniswap. Uniswap is the biggest DEX in DeFi across the board, and they're ranking 7th. Lido's TVL is roughly 5 times bigger as Uniswap when it comes to the importance of Lido, not only to Ethereum, but overall also to crypto. They operate within 5 chains, as you can see. But yeah, basically this is it about liquid staking. This is how the protocols work, how they generate revenue, and how you can benefit from those. So if you have any questions, or if you want me to cover some specific liquid staking protocol for a specific blockchain, let me know in the comments. Feel free to do that. Also, if you have another suggestions for me to do another video about, let me also know about it in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care. You know how crazy crypto can get, and I'll see you on the next one.